Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about quantitative research and what that is. I'm currently looking to this week, in particular, I'm focusing a lot on delivering products and services globally, not necessarily domestically, producing and delivering to local markets while I'm looking to deliver those products and services worldwide is something to take notice of, as well as perhaps share some information for any people out there who are interested in perhaps launching their own business. And if so, one of those areas before doing anything, that would be doing research and trying to understand different markets. If anything, I'd understand perhaps different structures of how to do a research. Quantitative research is a systematic empirical approach to investigate, analyze phenomena throughout the collection of interpretation of numerical data. Uh, Basically, in other words, you're gonna be collecting a lot of information based on what you're gonna be looking for. In either way, you need to understand what kind of data you need to collect and be able to read that data, right? It's one of the two primary methods in conducting research, which the other being I'm gonna look at in the next video. So stick around, I guess. Quantitative research aims to answer research questions or test hypotheses by gathering data that can be quantified, statistically analyzed, and interpreted in a structured and objective manner, which actually is very important. I haven't done enough work myself to understand this particular way of doing research, but I'm here to find out how to do it, as well as to share that information with any business owner who is interested in perhaps expanding, right? So I'm here to, I guess, to achieve some of those objectives that UK's government, I guess, since we're focusing on imperial, trying to achieve, right? Let's do not colonize anyone, but if you are interested in running your business or expanding your business operations, or what products or services you are offering worldwide, perhaps doing research is one of those areas that you should begin with. And to do that, let's understand the method of how to do it. There are a lot of technology companies, right? So those companies might be able to publish that or unbiased information, right? Compared to so I'm just trying to imagine some of those without naming names, most of the companies that you might be able to find up there and having access to particular data. I don't know, can governments publish all the data, or they need to change some of the data based on what they are looking to, quoting some of those books, 1984, that's the book what we are looking at, some of the governments, and what kind of data they publishing. I don't know how accurate that is. I wish that all the data out there is equal and it's been treated equally, but some of the data out there is biased, and perhaps businesses rather than particular organizations or perhaps even countries, they might be able to publish even based on what you're looking for, right? More accurate data. The collection quantitative research released on structural data collection methods such as surveys. Can surveys be accurate? Perhaps if those surveys been done based on a large scale. But who is doing those? Either way, who is doing surveys, right? So I already see some. Who is doing those surveys? I've never done a single one. Not driven by perhaps emotions. I don't know. Experiments, observations, or secondary data sources, i.e., government statistics and databases. That's a method proposed by this particular quantitative research. Not necessarily myself, but not necessarily agree with this particular method. What I'm trying to do within this video, I'm not supporting anyone. Do your own research as well as think for yourself. What is the best for your business to succeed? What kind of data you want to take on to read, understand, and trust, or those particular sources of data might be having their own biases in presenting data in particular way and sharing with large groups of individuals. Point 2. Measurement. It involves the use of standardized and measurable variables, which can be expressed numerically. These variables can be categorized, i.e., by perhaps that's the people, but with the gender, age groups, or different continuous measures like height or income, something that you perhaps can measure. That's what we focus on. So any data that you would be able to measure. In this particular examples, perhaps not the best examples, but that would be perhaps, uh, in other words, expenditure per capita or income based on the location of the individuals, depending on for what products or services you're going to be offering. If those people out there would be able to afford something that you would be able to offer. And number 3, hypothesis testing. Research often formulate hypotheses or research questions and use statistics techniques to test these hypotheses. This allows for evaluation of relationships and differences between variables. Number 4, simplifying. Representative samples of the population is typically used to draw conclusions about broader populations. Sampling techniques must be chosen carefully to ensure that sample accurately represents the target population. Are there a lot of money in this particular industry? Are there businesses out there who are interested in perhaps hiring consultants to do some of those testing? I have seen a lot of people trying to sell these services, even doing market research for particular organizations before they entering different markets. There might be some value in there, but I don't know. Data analysts. Quantitative data are analyzed using statistical tools and software. Common techniques include descriptive statistics, mean, median, mode, inferential statistics, t-test, ANOVA, regression analysis, and correction analysis. Either way, that's just one of the ways how we can process information. Whichever I have done and performed so many of those myself. I don't know. So just what kind of data you're going to be collecting for your business, as well as how you're going to be processing that data. Would you be able to hold that data securely, or it would be free for all, and you can buy that kind of data from a lot of top tech companies, and perhaps do research by doing that. Generalizability. The goal of quantitative research is often to generalize findings from the sample to large populations. This requires careful sampling and statistical techniques to ensure that results are applicable beyond the sample. If I have to give an example, right? So if I'm up there in the market looking to secure funding for a particular purpose or project that I'm looking to do, I would be looking at the different markets and some of the research that was performed on those particular markets, and perhaps data package that I will be using up there might reflect that projection, year-on-year growth of that particular market. It's twofold, right? If I would go with this particular example, perhaps one company did this particular piece of work, right? Another company did that particular work, and one company performance might take different data points and compare it to other company performance that would take different data points, and there's another company who did similar research, and all three companies that have done market research, that's again, that's not necessarily accurate. That could be taken to account, but it depends, right? Because so many even government organizations would look for these kind of research to be done, and some of those have been done by independent companies to reflect and give a sense of what markets can look like. But I don't know how much of that data up there is accurate. That's what I'm trying to say. Objective, quantitative research aims to objectify and strive to minimize researcher bias. Data collect again, this is what they're trying to achieve, but most of the time it's very hard to do. Data collection instruments are often structured to reduce subjectivity. The numerical results. The outcomes of quantitative research are typically presented in the form of numbers, charts, graphs, and tables. This allows the clear and concise communication of findings. Replicability. Quantitative studies are designed to be replicable, meaning that other researchers should be able to conduct similar studies and achieve similar results in the following the same method, or perhaps taking similar data sets, and with those similar data sets, they should potentially get the same results that the company taking on this task of doing this research. Statistical significance. Researchers often use statistical tests to determine where observed differences are, or relationships are statistically significant, which helps assess where the results are likely due to chance. For people up there who are interested in starting their own business, and I have published the book, Rise Impact. In this particular book, I'm focusing on livestock enterprise and where to begin when launching your first business. I have shared a lot of information in this particular book of what you would need to know as a business owner venturing into starting your own first enterprise and reaching milestones. That will be from zero to first $10,000, euros, pounds, and how to achieve this milestone. I have tried my best to put all information within 100 pages, but it was so much information, so I had to extend beyond that to 138 pages. It's very dense with information for all the people out there, just as myself, to make sure to share the best knowledge that I can for people to succeed in this venture. You can find this book in the description below, as well as Top Retailers has it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.